Hello traders, today is 11th of March, Wednesday 2020, and I would like to share with you today's best forex trade analysis and the result. All right, so before that, I would like to show you guys my trading activities. I have managed 274 pips. I had a very good London morning session. In just 2 hours. I made it probably 197 pips. It was amazing morning. And let's go through. I have only three losing trades. After the London morning, I did not trade often to the New York session because I already had a few good pips. All right, so let's go to the best trade of the day. That was the 64 pips. That's the pound yen long trade. And this was the entry point. As you can see, that was the pullback long trade at this area. And then I banked some profit as soon as the price basically hit to the previous high, to the possibility of reversal. So I closed my trade and banked 64p. But during that rally, I also announced all these pullback long trades, so my traders can join during that rally. And I made a 64 pips, and I banked 21 pips, and then I closed my trade one early, and then I let the other one running it. I had a beautiful trades, and then one minus is that's the dollar CAD. This was the trade. As you can see, this was the pullback long trade. But I closed my trade. I closed a bit early, but later on the price went up. But I closed my trade. Then I had it stopped out with the dollar yen. That's was my short trade. As you can see, we had it this, which I explained to my trader that this was the false breakout. Actually, this was the proper breakout at that time, and then false breakout, and my stop loss hit at that time. And then I announced my trader to look for another breakout long because the price refused. And the false breakout is the sign which we consider that's a reversal. But I have already other trades open, so I manage it because then I recover that minus 35 pips from short on from the euro yen, as you can see. And if you look at this was the breakout trade. I had the same feeling, probably you might going to get same pips on dollar yen because the yen was strengthening across the board. But as you can see, this was the again, based on the analysis, I took a short trade and bank hit my profit target, which is basically as soon as the price hit to the recent low. And then my last trade, beautiful trade, was that pound Swiss franc. This was the 35 pips. And if I show you why I've taken that trade, as you can see, again, all these trades are 100% based on the analysis, which I broadcast instantly in the real time. And I explained that trade through live RD commentary. So we had this was, if you look at the price broken, and after the breakout, the price did retest. As you can see, the price nicely hit to the first target, which I always mention that first fifth channel is the first target. And I nicely hit 35 pips. Even the price went a bit further, but I managed to get out at 35 pips. So altogether, you can see is 274 pips. My last trade of the day was the pound dollar CAD, which is, you can see, pretty straightforward as the breakout trade, which I did analysis. So all these trades, as you see it, are 100% based on the analysis. The way we trade, as I'm already explained to you guys, that I don't open any trade without any analysis. So that analysis is available for my traders. And obviously, we communicate those analysis through live audio commentary. So for example, if I said to you, this one, you can see here, this was the breakout trade, which I personally took. You have seen it. And then price nicely hit, and then I banked some profit on this trade. And pound Swiss franc, as you can see, 35 pips. That is the based on this analysis. As you can see, this was the breakout, and I mentioned look for the pullback. As you can see, the price nicely came and develop a pullback, and then I took a short trade. I personally took a short trade, and then during that rally, I explained to my traders, if you have missed that breakout pullback trade, after the breakout, then you can join that really, as long as the momentum is bearish. So this was a beautiful trade. So you can see I've managed 274 pips based on the live intraday analysis, and all the analysis recording is here. You can see there's a two recording, and one is the just before London Open, and one is the at the New York session. And throughout the trading session, I also provide live audio commentary based on on that analysis. All right, guys. So that's 274 pips. So let's move to the analysis. Okay. So just to recap, these are the intraday analysis with a live audio commentary support. And some of the analysis I've done for the New York traders. As you can see, this trade analysis was done last night at 1:26 GMT time. As you can see, this was the breakout trade, and beautiful. When I see this trade in the morning, I said to guys, if you have taken that trade, and most of my traders have taken good pips on a Euro USD. This was the breakout long trade. Pound dollar, pretty straightforward as mentioned on the analysis. A beautiful long trade, and price nicely hit to the first target, which is 200 EMA. Kiwi dollar, pretty straightforward breakout long trade. Even I did another analysis which price nicely hit to the 200 EMA. And dollar Swiss franc, pretty straightforward as you mentioned. The support level, price nicely broken. As long as the momentum is bearish, basically that's the key thing. And we look at the high time frame, which is very important. And based on that, beautiful breakout short trade. And pound Swiss franc, pretty straightforward consolidation breakout. And I also announced another one on pullback short trade. And euro pound, pretty straightforward as you can see. This was the beautiful breakout long trade. And euro yen, as mentioned on the analysis, so look for the pullback or price gonna break this, and which price literally basically broke on that resistance. Beautiful long trade. Dollar yen, pretty straightforward as mentioned on the analysis. So look for the pullback, any pullback at the orange fib channel, which we announced through live audio commentary. And today I remember that a couple of my traders banked such a good pips on this trade. And as always mentioned, this is the first target, and this is the second fib channel is the final target. Price nicely hit to the final target. Pound yen, as you have seen that I banked such a good pips on this trade, which I did this analysis around 7:23 GMT time, just before London Open. As you can see, I personally take that trade and bank some profit here. A beautiful trade, and during that, really, because as long as the momentum is bullish, and we have seen it basically just 7 o'clock when there was a news about release for the pound and price shoot down and reverse, we said this is a valid technical entry and bank such a good pips on pound yen. Euro USD, as mentioned on the analysis, as you can see, we haven't seen any pullback, any green candle. And then we announced through live audio commentary, guys, so we can see the price has broken. So we need a confirmation. If the price can respect, which price as mentioned on the analysis and through live audio commentary, you can see the price broken and retest. That give us the confirmation to look for the possibility of short trade, because the risk reward is very interesting. Because if you open this trade, this is the high, so very tight stop loss. Beautiful, and as you know that the first target nicely hit, which is supported by the support line, and we announced to consider banking some pips on a Euro USD. Pound dollar, pretty straightforward. This was the after the news we mentioned to look for the breakout, price nicely broken, and beautiful another pullback long trade on pound dollar. Pound Swiss franc, pretty straightforward. we have seen this instant drop at the 7 o'clock, just before 7 o'clock, due to that news release, as you can see. And after that, I said to guys, I explained this thing to, if you look at this is the high, I said to guys, the price has broken the recent high. So if the price is going to respect this level, then we can see counter. And if the momentum is bullish, then possibility of long trade. And if the price is going to break the last support, then we should be looking short trade. As you can see, according to the analysis, price nicely develop a double bottom, and that's give us the good confirmation and the wedge breakout. Beautiful long trade. And I said to guys, now we can see some sort of reversal as long as the momentum is bullish. Any pullback will consider high probability trade. We had a two beautiful more pullback long trade on pound Swiss franc. Euro pound, pretty straightforward triangle pattern breakout short trade. Kiwi dollar, as I mentioned you, we had this trade breakout, and as you can see, the price was here, and I did another analysis. As you can see, the price has developed channel. So we're looking a breakout of this channel, which price literally broken, and first and the final target was about to hit. Bank few pips on Kiwi dollar. Aussie dollar, pretty straightforward. This was the New York session analysis. Very short pullback, long trade, pretty straightforward. Price nicely respected. Dollar yen, pretty straightforward as mentioned on the analysis. We're looking a pullback. Price haven't created any pullback short. What happened? Price broken as you can see, and a retest as mentioned on the analysis. And not just on the analysis, we also basically communicate through live audio commentary to give us, because we also looking opportunities, because we trade, and that's the more important thing is we once we announce these things, it's help other trader, why we should be looking a long trade. This was another, and price nicely hit to the first target. Beautiful breakout and pullback long trade on dollar yen. Pound dollar, pretty straightforward. We had such a big nice volatility, and I mentioned to guys, look for the valid technical entry. We had this breakout, and as soon as the price hit to the resistance level, that's what I mentioned, to bank some or consider tightening your stop loss. This was another good analysis. Pound yen, this was a pretty straightforward as mentioned on the analysis to my traders, and we announced through live. Basically all the recording is there. So when we did live analysis, I explained each and everything. I even explained to guys, my traders, the possibility of one pull back here, which you can see here, and possibility of reversal this area. If you see any, you can see a red candle was performing, but we haven't seen any red candle, and that's why this price based candle help us to identify high probability entries. So we had a beautiful breakout long trade, which we announced. As you can see, first and the final target hit. Beautiful long trade on pound yen. Pound Swiss franc, pretty straightforward consolidation breakout, and then afterwards we had this breakout. And as always mentioned to my traders, okay, you have taken this one, this is your previous low, and if the price gonna break this low, which is technically, I said to my guys, if you see anything full candle close below, then we should take that trade off. But I personally bank hold that trade, and explain to my trader why I'm holding, where my stop loss is, and as soon as the price hit to the final target, I just came out. I think probably like 10-11 pips on pound Swiss franc. Pound yen, pretty straightforward. We had this breakout, and I said to guys, look, what we need a valid technical entry. Possibility of pullback here, but we develop another triangle pattern and beautiful breakout, and price nicely hit to the first target. Euro pound, pretty straightforward. As you can see, this was the consolidation breakout short trade. And dollar CAD, as I mentioned, we had a beautiful on pullback. As you can see, price nicely developed a beautiful pullback at the support level. Based on the momentum, we're always looking trade towards the momentum, unless if the price is at oversold and overbought zone. Beautiful pullback long trade on dollar CAD. Pound yen, pretty straightforward. This was the triangle pattern breakout. Beautiful short trade. As you can see, the momentum was bearish. And even we explained to my traders that, look, if the price has broken, and the retest, and beautiful pullback short trade on pound yen. Euro yen, pretty straightforward. This was the beautiful breakout, as you can see, short trade, which I personally banked. I think I banked around about 35 pips on this one, which is, but I announced this one trade to bank some profit as soon as the price hit to the first target. As we know that volatility was very high, but I kept my trade at the break even, which technically hit 35 pips profit. Beautiful breakout short trade on euro yen. Euro USD, As mentioned on the analysis, guys, and we announced through live audio commentary, I said to my guys, my traders, that okay, we was expecting a pullback, which you see here. We haven't seen any red candle at, sorry, green candle at this level. So the price has broken, and we announced my trader look for pullback. So what happened after the breakout? We pulled back, and if you look at the bottom, momentum was bearish, and that's what I explained through live audio commentary. And we announced now, guys, we can see the price has broken, a retest, give us the confirmation. Now any pullback towards the momentum would consider a high probability trade, which we announced throughout the trading session about all these pullback through live audio commentary. Dollar yen pretty straightforward breakout and the pullback long trade, which as you seen that I've already lost that 35 pips, but I mentioned to my traders, guys, this was the false breakout, and if you can take it, because I already had it trade on yen, on euro yen, which I banked some profit. So I personally did not take, but I mentioned through live audio commentary, and a couple of my traders took, especially on pullback long trade on dollar yen. Aussie dollar pretty straightforward. You can see beautiful pullback short trade as mentioned on the analysis. And dollar CAD pretty straightforward, as you've seen that I've taken that trade as well. This was the breakout and banked some profit on dollar CAD. And Kiwi dollar pretty straightforward. Price develop a small consolidation here, as you can see it. We mentioned to my traders to look for this consolidation breakout. As you can see, the price broken. We announced that, guys, we can see some bearishness strength on dollar against the Kiwi, and we announced we'll look another pullback, which is pretty straightforward. You can see another sort of like triangle pattern and beautiful breakout short trade based on the momentum. We're always looking trades towards the momentum, and beautiful breakout and pullback short trade. Pound Swiss franc, amazing trade. I also banked 35 pips on this trade, as mentioned on the analysis, which I already previously showed you that I've taken that trade. And beautiful after the breakout, two more pullback short trades on Pound Swiss franc. All right, guys, that's it for today. If you would like to see all these analyses, in the real time, just imagine that if you have uh, let's think about it. If I mention this pullback, and when the pullback is about to perform, and then I'll tell you, okay, the pullback is performing, then I also give you information through live audio commentary about the rest of the pullback. So imagine if you have that sort of environment and that sort of guidance in real time with the real market. So what would be your result? You have seen that how many pips we accumulated, and all these pips are in real time alongside with all the other professional trader. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and to watch live intraday analysis in real time and for the practical forex training course, feel free to contact us at futuretrend.co.uk, and don't forget to subscribe our channel for the latest analysis. And thank you for watching this video. I'll see you next time with more analysis.